It's not pressure. My parents always tell me, be the best you can be. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna give them my all every game, and I'm gonna give them work the same. Everything's gonna stay the same. I'm not gonna change who I am.
If you've seen any trick plays over the past couple of years while watching a Carolina football game, you've come across this guy's name more than once. Tonka Hemingway has made a name for himself with his versatility in key moments, but now the senior's ready for a breakout year as a force on the D-line. It's all ahead on this episode of Gamecock Talk. All right, Tonka Hemingway joining us today. Tonka, I appreciate your time. And
no problem.
I know we got a lot going on today. So how'd the media treat you in there? Not bad?
Oh, yeah, not bad. Never too bad.
Tonka, you obviously played a ton of snaps for this team, but where have you seen maybe the most growth in your game?
I'd probably say in the run game, a good bit. I've been trying to harp on that, get better at that. I know technique, you want to have great technique, so I've been trying to harp on that and get better at that as these weeks come.
So I know everybody kind of knows Tonka Hemingway before you got here. Pretty good high recruit coming into South Carolina. You're from the state of South Carolina. And in the last couple of years, you've been known because a little bit of trick play action. You've done some things on fake field goals. You've scored 2-point conversion, all that kind of stuff. And tell me how that kind of started. How did all that, did they come to you like, hey, I think you'd be good at this kind of thing. You're athletic.
Yeah, well, I just give it all to Coach Numbo, I do things out there. Sometimes it shows like I'm athletic. So he's like, I guess it's just earning his trust. So I just earn his trust now. He want to do those things with me.
On the season, this is from 47. Snap it back. It's a fake. Kruger's got a man, Tonka Hemingway. He's caught it at the 25, at the 20, 15, down to the 12-yard line. Doing it all. He's already had an extra point that he scored on the year. He's had 2 fumble recoveries, one for a touchdown, and now he's just caught a pass.
And script that. What's it like when a coach comes to you and is like, Tonka, I got an idea. Just roll with me on this. I think it's going to be cool. Like, how does that work?
It feels good. That they put that trust in you that you want to run it. And it just feels good. It's just.
Do you ever turn your head and go, you sure about this, coach?
Oh, no, I like everything. I like everything he chose. Like, if he says good, I think it's great.
As they split out guys to the left side and run it right up the middle. That's number 91, Tonka Hemingway. Are you kidding me? Holy mackerel. The biggest quarterback in South Carolina history lined up in the shotgun. Straight snap to...
At this point, I think it's pretty much all work, so we got to trust them at this point, right?
Yeah, you got to trust them.
Yeah. What about when that play call comes in and you go out there and like, this could be big. I got to make sure I'm, how does that feel?
I just like to stay cool because I don't want, throw them off, stay the same. I want to stay the same. Like, if I go out there and change anything, they probably might know something up. So try to stay the same.
Is there anything to it? I mean, we're not going to catch anybody off guard with you doing it this year. Probably they're going to know that you're on the field. But is there anything to it you think, at least for the last couple of years, where you're a big defensive lineman, nobody's probably thinking like, hey, they're going to use that guy as a weapon on special teams, or anything like that. Is that part of it, you think?
Yeah, at first it was probably like they're not gonna use me, and then like at the beginning it wasn't more me, it was more like the other people. So,
well, let's talk about how that started in terms of your athleticism. So growing up, you played pretty much every sport, right? Tell me about that.
It was pretty fun. Baseball, basketball, football, travel basketball, travel baseball. It was all fun, just playing those sports. It's growing. That's really what I liked about it. Growing, getting better at the sport.
You're not just a big boy defensive interior lineman. You can do it all, right?
Yeah.
So what was your favorite sport growing up? Because you said you did travel baseball, you did all that. Was it always football, or did you lean towards something else?
No, I loved all 3, like equally. Like I treat everyone the same. I always wanted to be early to practice. Never wanted to be late. Yeah, all 3 of them.
People always ask me, what was your favorite sport? And I always say, I don't know, what season is it? That kind of sounds like the same for you.
Definitely.
So tell me about your family a little bit, because that athletic thing kind of runs in your family too. You got a brother, I think, who played in the NFL, right? A couple sisters who played college, right? So tell me all about that.
Well, it just comes from a lot. My mom and dad. I think my mom, she just was a cheerleader, I think, one couple years, and my dad played football, and he played a little stuff on the side. And then my brother, He's just real competitive. He started playing baseball, but he stopped playing, you know. He got hit by the baseball, so he gave that up. But he ran track and football. My sister, she did. My oldest sister, I got 2 older sisters. My oldest sister, she played volleyball and basketball at Coker College. And my oldest sister, she played at Francis Marion softball.
So you didn't have a choice, I feel like. You had to do something, you know, athletic. You had to be good at something, right?
Yes, sir.
So I think you were, I tried to look a little bit into it. I think you were all state in basketball, right? We were just joking about your high school highlights. And so you were pretty good at basketball. It wasn't just something you just did on the side, right?
Yeah, I took it serious.
Was there any thought of maybe I should go the basketball route, or did you wanted to go football once you got to college?
Yeah, I mean, but it's nothing basketball came. You know, I wouldn't mind playing 2 sports going to college, but, you know, the opportunity didn't come, so. Yeah, I don't mind it. Growing up playing 3 sports your whole life, it's a little change, but I got used to it now.
Well, I know when you're getting recruited, a lot of times there's this almost struggle of, well, should you specialize in a sport or should you kind of play all kinds of, I assume you think it helped you a lot to play all different kinds of sports.
I feel like it helped me a lot, you know, especially like the trick plays you said, like growing my athletic ability, baseball helped with football helped with basketball helped with football. Yeah, all that, it just combines together, work together.
See, kids, play different sports. Well, let's talk about your decision to come to Carolina, because now that you're a senior, you can kind of look back on it. I assume you're happy with that decision, right?
Yeah,
but
pretty good.
Was it always Carolina? You're from Conway, you're from the state of South Carolina. Was it always there?
Yeah, it was always there. You know, they was my first one, and they stuck with me to the end, so it really just, they stuck. I was real loyal to that.
So moving now into your senior year, and I mean this is a compliment, you're going from kind of your first couple of years, and especially doing the trick plays and stuff, as the flashy gadget guy, if you will, who could do a lot of different things, be versatile. But I think, you know, towards the end of last year and now this year, like the team's kind of counting on you to be that guy on defense in a lot of ways. So how does that feel to you? Is there any more pressure with that?
Well, you know, there's no pressure. My parents always tell me, be the best you can be. You know, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna give them my all every game, and I'm gonna give them work the same. Everything's gonna stay the same. I'm not gonna change who I am.
All right, 2nd down and 10. Ball in the 36 at A&M. There's a fumble on the Gamecocks. Pick it up. Cutting back inside the 20 and down to the 19-yard line. Of course, it's Tonka Hemingway. All he does is score 2-point conversions, pick up fumbles, and
So
run them.
what about this offseason in terms of some of that notoriety? You see your name kind of popping up in different lists, in different draft boards, and different projections like, hey, this guy, you know, don't let him fly under the radar. This guy could be, you know, an NFL draft prospect here coming out next year. So do you notice that kind of thing?
Yeah, you know, but my dad sends it to me sometimes, but I don't really look at it. I keep the main thing, which is the team, and I worry about them more than anything.
It's like, Dad, stop. I know, I got it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, too, it's pieces have come and left on the defensive line, or in defense in general, but we'll talk defensive line. You've got some new players. You got a new defensive line coach, right, with T-Rob coming back to South Carolina. So tell me how that's kind of all worked for you this offseason.
Oh, it's been good, you know, learning from him. You know, he played in the league, so learning little nuggets and telling us how it is, how it's going to be in the league, how we got to treat now, like as if we's in the league.
What about some of the other younger guys or just transfers, anybody who's come in on the defensive line? How has that worked so far throughout camp?
Oh, it's been good. You know, they learning. We all learning. We still learning things to this day. I might be a senior, but I'm still learning new stuff like as days go from them. And even though I'm older, I'm still learning stuff from them.
Mm-hmm. And then talk about, to just being a senior now, having to be a leader and teach some of these other guys who are coming in.
Well, you know, I'm not really a talker. You know, I hear from the coaches they want me to speak up more. And, you know, I've been trying to do it, working on it, definitely. But I'm more lead by example. But I've been trying to work on the speak up part.
Let's talk about, speaking of speaking up, the SEC Media Days and going there. Was that something when the coach came to you, like, I don't talk that much, you want me to go? How'd that go?
Nah, exactly. When he asked me, I was like, me? Like, I was like, okay. And then he asked me, I was like, I guess I don't have to learn how to speak. But, you know, just being here 4 years, you learn new things, come out of your comfort zone. So, like, being here, I talked to the media, and then just talking to them over time, I got better and better at it. So
I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about, the run defense. How can it get better? Because it obviously goes beyond just the defensive line. But looking at your position in particular, what can the defensive line room do to improve the run stop this season?
Well, everyone says, it starts with us. So, in the room, we don't mind it right now. If it needs to be us, we'll start it. And we working on run defense, techniques, learning to be precise with everything, staying in our gaps.
Well, I think you did a great job at SEC Media Days.
Appreciate it.
What does it mean for Coach Beamer to come to you to even ask you to do that? And you might not even been thinking, oh, I'm not going to that. But then when he comes to ask you, does that mean something special? He trusts you?
Oh, yeah. It means he trusts me. It shows all the hard work I put in growing up, not just here. I stayed the same, stayed on the track, and worked hard.
Speaking of the track, Shane Train, what do you think about year 3?
Hey, I'm loving the way it's going. Yes, sir.
Tell me just about the culture he's been able to build, though, on a more serious note, because we do hear about that a lot. Coaches come in, they want to build the culture, change the culture. It seems like he's been able to do that. How has he been able to do that?
Well, the culture he brings, Coach Beamer, he's a great guy. You wanna believe, and he really believes what he's teaching us. He got it everywhere on the walls downstairs. He wants us to believe that we can be that culture, and he puts that in us every day.
And it seems, and I know this from being around the team a little bit, but it seems very genuine, right? He's not just saying that kind of stuff. It's real.
Yeah, it's definitely genuine. He says it to you. He says it to everyone. He don't just fake it.
So what else, and we've kind of talked about it, what else is he like as a coach? Just in meetings, I look out on the practice field and you can see when he's talking to the team, everybody's paying attention. He commands respect. And so what is he like as a coach?
Oh, he's a great coach. You'd think you'd be like, you coach don't go through what we go through, but he be here 6 o'clock in the mornings working out. So I really love that about him. He getting after it just like us, earlier than us some days.
Got to lead by example, like you said that you do too, right? So
Right.
Hey, kudos to him working out at 6 a.m. I don't know if I can do it, especially maybe it's doing it because it's so hot outside, so he's trying to get it in early.
Yeah, nah, he not. He do it all the time.
Let's talk about now that you are a senior, I'm sure you feel like college has kind of flown by at this point. Wow, I'm a senior. Do you ever think about that?
Oh, yeah, definitely, all the time. But, I knew it was coming. People always used to say, hey, it fly by. All the seniors used to tell me, the fifth-year seniors, hey, time fly by. Enjoy it while you're here.
Let's talk about what you want to do this year from a personal standpoint, either on the field or off, but what are you looking forward to this fall?
I just want to show growth. Show growth in every aspect of my life, mentally, physically, on and off the field.
You feeling healthy? I know you had a little bit in the off season. You were kind of getting right, but you feel good?
Oh, yeah, I feel good.
Awesome. Well, Tonka, I appreciate it. What else do you want people to kind of know about you? Anything else that you said you don't talk a whole lot, so now's your chance.
I'd probably say my real name. Not many people know my real name.
Terrell?
Terrell.
I got it. I looked it up. I cheated. But.
Terrell, yeah. It's 2 R's and 2 L's. Not many people know that. And even though the people I tell that to, they forget it. Because they just stick with Tonka and, that one to my dad.
Do you like Tonka?
Oh, yeah, I love Tonka. It's just, growing up, teachers will, my name says Terrell, but they'll be like, is your name Tonka? And they be like, what you want me to call you? I said, whatever you want to call me. They just stick with Tonka.
Well, it's a small enough town. It's not like Conway's small by any means, especially coastal Carolina's there and everything. But I'm sure everybody kind of knows most of the people. And like you said, you've been around there, so that's probably part of it.
My principal, she was going through grades, and she was trying to find me. She couldn't find me, but in the notebook it says Terrell, but she forgot that was my name. So she was like, I forgot your name was Terrell, so that was a funny story.
Well, now we know. Everybody here knows Terrell, all right, but we'll still go with Tonka. I think that's a cool name, cool nickname. I like it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. Hemingway, I appreciate your time. It's been real.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate you. Thank you.